close to the girth, right under you. Not too far back, because then you get pivoting off the knees, you know? And we really want to be able to stay with them off the calves a little bit. Oh, that smell again. That did it to me when I came in here earlier.
The tractor?
Yeah, the tractor smell made me kind of go, ugh. Good. Steady outside rein, lead him to the right. Guard the haunch on the left. Good. Push him out. And already start doing things like we're going to introduce some shoulder in today.
Yeah.
So you're going to go down the long side. You're going to nail that right knee in there.
Okay.
Get the left leg out of the way and get it back to guard the haunch, because in shoulder in, the hind legs track straight down the side. It's only the front legs that cross. So you're going to push him through. You can do it rising, you can do it sitting. You can sit it, that's fine. Nail that right knee in, both hands to the right without pulling on the right rein. You kind of give on the right rein. You don't want neck in, you want shoulders in. So it's the outside rein that brings the shoulder off the wall. So you take it towards your right rein without pulling back on the right rein. You can pull out like a bow, you know, I don't want you to pull back on it. That girl. And then you push, your inside seat bone is forward, and you push him like you want to do almost that's it, right there. And he comes up, that's fine. Good. You want to do almost like you're riding a lengthening. That's how much you want to drive them forward. Because they don't want a little mincy cross this much. They want you get a better score. You know, I'm not saying this is just for scores. You know what I mean? Yeah. We don't do this just for scores. We do it to be correct. But the more correct it is, the better the score. So when you go over here, it's left rein, right leg, both hands to the right. Don't get it? Yeah, you can almost soften that right rein and lay it on your thigh if you want it to. That's how little you use it. If you can get them on your leg. Guard the haunch. Go as straight as possible. Because they can get like a drunken sailor in this, where they kind of wander off the wall a little bit. So the leg has to keep them on the wall. And if it doesn't, that outside rein does. Don't hold the right rein too long. Yeah, take it, give it back. Arch your back or take your shoulders back. That girl right there. Did you feel that? How you sat down and he just went, fine, I know this. I can do this. That was really pretty right there. So I want you to see that on the video, because you'll see the difference right away. That was good, wasn't it? Mm-hmm. Sometimes I have to confirm, because sometimes I think I want to see progress.
Yeah.
And you can, you know.
Well, especially if a rider can't feel it.
Can't feel it, yeah.
Someone else
exactly.
say, yeah, that was the right.
Right. Okay, now this side we're going to try it. And it's going to feel a little bit different. You know how both sides feel different. He is softer on that left rein, so you want to not use it too much. That you want to half out through the right one and nail that left knee in. That a girl, and then push him forward. Now you can sit again if you want, or you can do it rising. And when you're doing lateral work, you can rise on either diagonal. Sometimes horses do better when they move off your seat, and some do better when you're off the, you know. I think that's how some of that light seat stuff gets started, though. When sometimes they'll cross better if you lighten your seat in the ride. Good. So this side, you don't want to lean forward, remember. You want to sit back and let him go in front of you. It's a feeling of him in front of you, and almost feel like you're sitting down and he's kind of going up, you know. It's a good feeling, actually. It teaches you balance. Gets control of the inside hind. On this side, he doesn't mind bringing his inside hind forward, so he's a little more lazy about it. So you're going to take both hands to the left, not much contact, just talk to his jaw, and squeeze like a sponge on the right, because you can't get too still because he resists that rein. And that's the reason you can't get still. On the other side, you can get still because he gives to that rein. But on this side, you have to squeeze, 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 because he needs that relief so he doesn't throw his head. Both hands to the left, left knee. Both hands, yeah. And push him towards, then stay back in your upper body, and then push him, look up and look, you know, like get a post in your sights and try to keep him going straight towards it. It is hard. They start getting wiggly like drunken sailors. He wants to avoid the bend, so he tries to do something else. So it's funny, this side's going to be harder, the soft side's going to be harder for him. Squeeze like a sponge on the right, get his nose down, then talk to him. And you know if he does resist the right, you can take a little half vault on the left. But you've got to pop that right shoulder off the wall. You've got to like have a tight enough rein that's not steady that keeps that right shoulder off the wall. When you think shoulder in, you should think the outside shoulder in. Good. And take and give him, take and give him. Don't let his haunch go too much to the inside. So your outside leg is back, but it's only guarding, and don't use it actively. Because he already likes to bend that way. So then he ends up doing like a overdone bend instead of the actual shoulder in. So this is the side that you have to keep him tracking straight behind, not getting his haunch to the inside. For him, it's easier to do that than it is to take the weight back and cross his front legs. So both hands to the left, left. Left rein just talks gently, so does the right one. Let half vaults come through. Don't lean forward into your half vault. Yeah. Make sure your upper body, your shoulders stay back so that you can be behind him and that your seat is actually shoving him each stride forward. Just like you would do a normal sitting trot. Good. Get him, get him, get him. Don't let him get away before you're already asking him to come together again. Push, 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 push. Each time you sit, you shove. And now, get that leg on, take both hands to the left. Right rein, squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Left one, just a finger. Yes, 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 and push him out. And get that right shoulder off the wall. Good. That was good right there.
Her position changes and gets better when she sits the trot too.
It does. You can stay more vertical and, you know, straight up and down and perpendicular to the ground when you sit. And on this side, he really goes nicely. You got it really well down there. Did you get that, Ted? Good. Good. Not good. Excellent. So we'll do it again on this side. Right shoulder off the wall. Yeah, towards the left. And half vault, half vault, half vault. Touch, touch, touch. During the half vaults, you drop. Yeah. Yeah. Much better. Now you're starting to get it. You see the feeling there? Yeah. Good. Good. Now that's a perfect time to stop that, because I was going to say, you know, we can't perfect it in it necessarily, doing it over and over and over again. You don't fix anything doing it over and over and over again. You have to do other things like get the bend more confirmed somewhere else, or get him to learn something about tracking straight behind somewhere else, you know. Then he sort of listens better when you go to try it again. Boy, he is lovely. He's a very cute horse. He should do awesome. I'm counting on you. No pressure. I'm teasing you, you know that. I'm proud of how all of them do, no matter what. Wolfgang taught me that. You know, I told you about him going out and he was that lady that had those wonderful horses trained by Rudolf Seilinger in Germany. And she was breeding for different kids and throw in 10-meter circles in the pre-St. George test when she got tired. Instead of going for the diagonal or something. Oh, I think I better take a little break here and do a circle.
She's brave.
Well, she was also that. There's something about wealthy people that think they can do whatever they want to do, whenever they want to do it. Good boy. And he can even go on the buckle once in a while as long as he doesn't resent coming back together, you know. You get him if he's tired or breathing hard. You want him to be able to just walk out and kind of swing. You know, instead of being stilted and maybe, you know, you want to Remember, everything has a rhythm that you have to keep because rhythm is number one in the training scale. So you have to have a clean 4-beat rhythm, even if you're walking around warming up or cooling out. It still has to be clean 4-beat. And then second comes, well, he has lovely foam on his lips. Then you have suppleness, which is doing all these lateral things, like leg yielding to start, but then moving up into shoulder in and stuff like that. Then comes being on the aids. They say contact, that means contact in the mouth and giving. So that's being on the aids, and then comes straightness, then comes impulsion, then, because you can only straighten them out once you have them on the bit and they're supple. And then you go for impulsion, where they track straight through enough that they have impulsion. They don't go down the line like a dog down the road, you know, with the haunch to one side. And then collection. That doesn't mean they don't all work. They work individually and as a group together. It's like, you got to do it all. You can't just, horses, you can't just take one thing at a time. It's got to be multitasking. Good. Push them forward into your hand. Don't let them get too deep or behind. Yeah, elevate with your lower leg. Flex with your hand a little bit. Supported by a leg. At least one leg. Upper leg, hopefully. If you want him to bend near his spine, think about using your leg high. Bend and soften, bend and soften. You know, everything about controlling his head when he goes above the bit is about getting the bend in there. So that starts first, you know. Now you're going to change your legs and bend him, and then start flexing him in your hand. And the right one, remember, has to do like squeezes. They're a little bit stronger, but not long. Nothing long on that stiff rein. The other side can almost flutter, and he'll respond to it. You know what I mean? You can do something light, and he goes, oh, fine. And sometimes if the right rein is really resistant, he's tired, he's sore, he's uncooperative that day, sometimes you have to start on the soft side so that you get half of his pole anyway. And then move over to the stiffer side. You know, if he really throws a fit about it. But it's always both hands, always both legs. You know, your seat pushing him forward. And during anything that is a hustle, like, you know, him throwing his nose up or something, it's always push him forward more than he wants to go. Everything is corrected forward. Like Wolf used to say, running away is corrected forward. You can still drive him. And there's a reason for it, because then you hold them and then their balance shifts back and then they stop. It's when they're on the forehead and running through their ears that you can't get them to stop. Horses feel really powerful when they run off with you. You start realizing their strength and their cooperation, you know. They're amazing animals.
Yeah,
To let people do
they really
what
are.